Now, this is actually an oak log, but I'm going to use it as if it were a stump. I don't know if you can see, but there is a differentiation between this inner heartwood and this outside region of what's called the sapwood. When you inoculate a stump, you want to drill into the sapwood about every 2 to 3 inches all the way around and not get into the heartwood. Also, of course, you want to pick a spot where this will be able to produce mushrooms, and so don't choose a stump that's been cut that's in the full sun, or of course from a dead tree. This is one that was perhaps cleared and it was still alive, and it happens to be shaded by other trees. People often ask about sealing the flat end of your log, and you can if you would like to, but it's not completely necessary. The reason being is that when we store these, they're going to be stored in this horizontal position, and the water, of course, is not going to have a surface to sit on, and any bacteria or fungi that comes in contact with that, of course, isn't going to have a good foothold to get into this log. It's that horizontal surface that you are concerned about. So that being said, this is the time to seal the entire surface. This is that same wax that I was using. So again, I'm going to keep it very liquid, and I'm just going to paint it on. So I'm not only covering my holes, but I'm covering this whole entire surface so that the rain, when it falls on here, and all the spores that are dropping out of the area don't have a chance to get into my stump. There are a lot of ways to inoculate logs. There is the wedge technique. There is the putting them down on their wood chips, scarring the surface, putting mycelium in. These are just a few that I'm showing you, but I want to show you one more. And this is, I really like this technique because the amount of surface area that gets covered with mycelium, and it seems to go quickly. This is called the totem technique. Now this is a section of a log. These are all from the same log, and you can stack them as high as you feel safe with, and you're going to do just that. You're going to stack them on top of each other with a layer of spawn in between. So here is our spawn that we use from our shiitake. Again, we still have a lot of it left. We can do a lot of logs, and I'm simply going to spread this in between these two logs, and it's going to grow down into the lower and of course up into the to the upper one. So I take the next section, and of course I want to use the a smaller portion as this telescopes up. And what I really like to do with the top one, again, I could add another section to this, but I'm going to have this as my top. And I'm going to take out the big chips, of course, because I want it to fit tightly on there, tightly as possible. And I'm going to use this. Instead of putting another section on, this is a little slice that I cut off the top, and this is going to be the cap. And this is going to, again, protect it from all of the spores that are in the air, and it's going to allow that to grow deep into this. And this is a fantastic way of growing. Most likely they're going to grow out of the seams in here. One thing I would like to mention though is don't go too high for safety reasons, and also the chances of this falling are you know, the dog or the kids run into it. So I like to pin them down with the screw just so that they stay in place. So that's nice and solid.